family is the main aspect that determines who one is or who they'll become. Let it be their first support system or their first to go to. But for me, things were a bit different, especially as a child. I was the one determining who I was, and I was the one determining who I'll become. I was my own decision maker. Don't ask me why or how. This is not the issue right now. This is the way things were. But having such a great responsibility as a child added a lot of pressure on my life. Being in such a situation can either destroy your confidence or it can nourish it. As many who know me would say, my confidence is not a problem. On the contrary, I'm sometimes accused of being overconfident. I was always determined to keep a big smile on my face. I just didn't want people asking any questions. Let me just give you a clear image of what I went through. Imagine you're a painter. You have this canvas and you want to draw a painting and you want to make sure everybody loves it. You want to make sure that it's perfect. You put yourself in way too many situations to inspire yourself to draw that painting. You search for the greatest view in order to paint it. Well, I was that painter, and my life was that painting. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, especially since I tend to be a passionate person. Fitting in was never easy. Even before first grade, I had changed 3 schools. My first step towards stability was when I joined my previous school. I stayed there for 8 years. I was happy to have finally found my second home. But sometimes I felt sad only because I felt like they all grew up together and I never had a consistent friend. I didn't fit in much, but don't get me wrong. Not fitting in did not mean I did not have friends, but not fitting in meant that my friends used to judge me based on my cultural and religious beliefs in the name of friendship. I was bullied all through those 8 years. Because I was bullied, I always used to doubt myself. I used to think that I was the problem. Until the day that I noticed I wasn't. People who are bullied always question themselves. They always question whether they deserve to be bullied or not. And that is the worst part of bullying. We should always remember that a bully is his worst enemy, and that bullying is only a sign of insecurity. Grade 9 came, and my dad had convinced me to join his previous school. As usual, I was ready for my first day. I walked in with a big smile on my face. I wanted it to be the best 4 years of my life, because that's all the time I had for school left. So, on my first day, I started communicating with everyone I saw. But the more I tried to talk with people, the more they'd ignore me. I never really understood why. But I let it go. Weeks, months, they all passed. And the situation remained exactly the same. And later did I know that not only did my classmates ignore me, but they made others ignore me too, to make sure as if I felt like I didn't belong there nor anywhere. My usual routine was going up to the library, trying to finish all the homework I have. The occasional conversations I used to have with people was only with a new guy who also came to that school. But as weeks passed, he too started following that pattern. I was again left all alone and felt even more worthless than I had already. I went back to my original routine, going up to the library alone, trying to finish all the work I had. I tried to finish as much as I could, only because I never wanted to skip a dance class I had after school. Dance was way too important for me. I felt so out of place that I even applied to a boarding school in New York, And shockingly, I got accepted. But I didn't end up going due to many family reasons. This is not the issue right now. The summer of grade 9 came, and I was working on becoming a better person. But to my surprise, I knew that a friend who came 1 year before me to my school was the reason to all what happened to me during grade 9. She was the one who spread rumors, created fake stories, making herself the victim of the slightest thing I did that year. Later on, grade 10 came, and my best friend had joined my school. I thought it was going to be better. I wanted it to be better. I started getting closer with many people. I started getting closer to my friends. But then, as things usually do, they got worse. My friends, they all sided against me, and my best friend took their side. I do talk to them until now, and even if I were to ask them why they did what they did, they wouldn't know how to answer me. I always work on being a better person, and I've always promised myself that my happiness will never come from other people, but will only come from the things I do. Because I never had a real stable time in my life, it was hard for me to get closer to people. It was hard for me to open up, even when I felt like I needed to, or like I wanted to. I always felt as if no one wanted to talk to me, only because I was different, because I couldn't relate to other kids' stories, or that no one would understand what I've been through. So I just decided to distance myself from people, afraid of rejection and afraid of judgment. But as I became more mature, I started noticing that I should stop following acceptance and accept myself for the way I am. And I also started noticing that the people that were meant to be in my life are going to stay in my life no matter what the circumstances are or no matter what I go through. It's true, I never felt like I needed anyone in my life, but it never hurt to have someone by my side. I've said this story to a few people, and now saying this in front of you is a huge step for me. Whenever I say the story, I always get the same questions. How didn't you give up? Why were you so positive? And my answer is quite simple. Dance. Like I said before, I would never miss a dance class. It was way too important. Many would think that it was just a way for me to escape from everything I was going through. But trust me, it wasn't. I believe that we tend to value ourselves based on how others perceive us. Let it be your mom who wakes up every day telling you how beautiful or handsome you are, or your best friends and your family thanking you for all your help, or perhaps your teachers and coaches congratulating you for all the hard work you've put in. Well, you won't always have a person supporting you every single time. You won't always have a person by your side no matter what you do. But then, it hit me. You should be your own person. You should be your own someone. For me, dance is what made me confident. And for you to be your own someone, you should have confidence, because that's what makes you your comfort zone. Dance made me feel as if I love myself. It made me feel like as if I wanted to connect to my soul. It made me feel as if I was the person that I've always wanted to be. I ask you repeatedly that please find something that makes you want to connect to your soul, that makes you want to be a better person, and especially makes you the person you want to be. Remember, you are your own way out. And now, I'll be glad to show you my way out.